Does anyone else just love breakfast? I feel like it is probably my favorite meal of the day. I'm just gonna say it. And I feel like oftentimes as a society, we are so busy, we cram so much into every single day that we just skip through breakfast. So today I'm gonna be testing out a whole bunch of breakfast hacks that I found to be really interesting, ones that I have seen and I have never tested before, and I'm just genuinely curious if they actually work. Let's start out with a recipe that I have seen on countless different websites. I think I first saw it on Tasty though, and it's one that I see and I'm like, I should try that, and I never have. So today's the day, everyone. Today's the day we're gonna do it. And it's those breakfast sandwiches that you kind of put together, you prep them ahead of time, you pop them into the freezer, and then you can just put them in the microwave for like 2 to 3 minutes. And then I wanna do another one where we wrap up all of the egg and cheese and whatever separately. That way I can toast the bun, put some butter on it, you know, while the rest of it is in the microwave. And I just wanna see if that makes it better. Because I feel like just a microwaved English muffin versus a toasted one, like, am I right? Like, that's not even a contest. And I feel like it wouldn't be that much more work. So I want to try it. I want to try it. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to spray this thing so that the eggs don't stick to it. That's not what I want in my life right now. Now I'm going to crack 6 eggs in here. The original recipe called for 10, but I'm doing 4 egg McMuffins instead of 6. Say hi, Dibsy. Hi. Look at her. Ooh, I was just in Cancun or wherever you were. Not. Costa Rica. Are you excited to eat what I'm making next?
Depends what you're making.
I'm making like egg McMuffins, but you can put them in the freezer. You just pop them in.
Just a little pop?
Just like,
are they the ones that you like microwave in the morning?
yeah.
Oh, I like.
You know?
I did one with, I did like a breakfast burrito prep one. It was really good.
Was
like
it
at
good?
school, it was really yummy. I have to have the paper towel completely wet and then
roll it.
Roll it and then microwave it. Roll it.
And then I just added some salt, pepper, a little bit of garlic powder, as well as half a cup of milk. Whisked it all together and then threw it into a 375 oven. Now you could totally add in some vegetables if you wanted into this recipe. My battery died. On my other camera, on the other one you see, it doesn't matter. You could add vegetables, and they do in the Tasty version of the recipe. It's just that isn't a true breakfast sandwich for me. I'm just saying, I'm more of a traditionalist. I'm sorry, to me, that's more of like an omelet sandwich. It's different. Are you team veggie in the breakfast sandwich or just regular? Let me know in the comments. So while the eggs are cooking, I'm laying out some deli meat. I chose ham for mine. So once the eggs are done, I'm gonna pop these in for about 5 minutes or so, just so they get like a little bit of a crisp to them. All right, eggs are done. They went in for 15 minutes. They are ready to go. So I'm gonna let them cool a little bit while I get the rest of the ingredients together, but definitely did not need 25 minutes because I didn't include the vegetables in this one. So now onto the assembly. Now that everything has cooled a little bit, I've taken the English muffins out of the oven, or at least the ones that I'm toasting beforehand, because again, experimenting. So I took a piece of parchment paper, 8x8, and then put down a damp piece of paper towel down, and now I'm starting the assembly of the pre-toasted English muffins. So I cut the egg mixture into 4, place that down, put some ham on top, then I'm gonna try it with some we call it sprinkle cheese here, courtesy of my daughter. And then the just American cheese, which is known to my son as flat gooey cheese. We're gonna put that on the other one. We are going to wrap up this first English muffin here. So then for the non-toasted ones that we will toast separately, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to lay down a piece of egg on top of the damp piece of paper towel here. And then I'm gonna put the cheese on top of that so that the cheese doesn't stick to the paper towel. Then I'm gonna put the piece of ham on top of that to kind of protect a little bit the cheese from, you know, just from losing the cheese. And then we're gonna wrap this up in the paper towel. And then I'm gonna stick the buns on either side like this. When we wanna pull this out of the freezer, I can just take off the halves of the English muffin, pop them in the toaster while the rest is going in the microwave. Does that make sense? I'm pretty excited about this. Okay, so this is our experimental sandwich right here. So we are gonna stick these in the freezer for about a week. I really want to get a sense of what they taste like when they are frozen for a while, and we'll see what they taste like. All right, guys, it is 1 week later. Look we have carpet in the basement. How exciting. Honestly, can't wait to show you guys the rest of it. Here's a hint. It's a blue door. All right, so it has been over a week actually, and so these have been just setting up in here. I don't even remember where I put them. Oh, there they are. There they are. God, look at all that sausage. This is what happens when we go to Winnipeg. There's Christopher over here.
Morning.
Ooh, these are solid. So I have to take off the parchment paper here and stick it in like that, like literally. It's just like, it's like a rock. I'm gonna do 2 minutes and see if that's enough. Okay, it's done. And it's, oop, it's hot. It's hot and it's soggy. Mmm, that'll be delicious. Okay, this one's done. Let's do the other one. Let go of the paper towel, English muffin. So here's an issue that I didn't think I would come across, but it actually is stuck to the paper towel egg in the center. So I'm having to microwave it for like in just 20-second increments until I can get it off. So lesson learned, wrap these separate. So it took 30 seconds in the microwave to separate that out from the egg. Now we're gonna toast and put this in the microwave and see how long that takes. And I guess while that's going, I'm gonna taste test this soggy muffin. Oh, it's so watery and soggy bread. Oh, it's so gross. All right, done 50 seconds. I'm gonna flip it over for another, I don't know, maybe 20 seconds. It's still not done in the toaster, so I'm just gonna flip that and keep it going for another 20 seconds. Look at this. Part of the bread is still stuck there. Disgusting looking breakfast, isn't it? So that was what, 50, so just over a minute, and this toaster, oh, that was good timing, it is now done. Thank you. I'm gonna take these out. I'm gonna butter them, which I couldn't do in the last one. They're very hot. All right, I put it together. So let's call it, well, this just cools like a little bit. Just over a minute for the egg mixture in the microwave, let's say a minute 20 or so. These took the same amount of time to toast and butter. Add in the time it took for me to hack these things off of the paper towel. And I'm just gonna call it like 2 minutes across both to microwave. And this one has butter and a crispy English muffins. Now I'm a little bit nervous. It's too early in the morning to be that surprised by gross food. Okay. That's a much more appealing experience. The egg, though, I will say, is a little bit on the watery side. Like, it's almost like juicy, which I personally was not a big fan of. I can understand if you're rushing out in the morning, like I would totally eat the toasted one. Okay, this is the toasted one.
Okay.
I just heated it up. Yes, buttered.
That's not very good. I'm not sure why I thought freezing egg would work, but I mean, it's not inedible. It's not very good though.
Well, the egg is kind of juicy. Not to spoil it, but it is the better option. Hold on, I'll get the other one. Here you go.
Boy, it does not look good.
Does it feel good?
What?
Oh, it's leaking.
Oh, no. No, this isn't good.
No, it's not.
It's way better when you separate the English muffin.
Yeah, like it's worth it. And it's about the same amount of time.
Yeah, that bread is terrible. The other one is fine in a pinch. The egg is not very good, but
in a
it's
pinch,
fine.
Yeah. Perfectly, like, edible, I'd say.
Not as good as made fresh, but
yeah,
you could do it.
Yeah.
No, listen, I don't
That's
want
gross.
this.
I know,
Thank
me
you.
neither. I don't want it either. Julia, you want it? Bleh. So the next recipe we're going to be testing out, we're actually going to be testing out 2 different versions of this recipe, and that is a 3-ingredient pancake. I find these 2 and 3 ingredient recipes to be really, really interesting. I've done some videos testing them out before. Some are interesting and not bad, and some just so bad. Why did I think eggs and cheese would make pasta? I don't know why I thought that was a good idea. I don't know why anyone thought that was a good idea. It was terrible. So I thought it would be interesting to try 2 slightly different versions of them and just see which one is actually better, so that if you like them, you can incorporate them into your daily routine. I hope they're both good. I mean, you always go into this with a positive attitude, right? So let's start with batter number one. Batter number one. Sounds like a baseball thing. Anyway, turn on my little camera here. Oh, look at that. Kind of see a little bump there. Little guy or girl, I don't know. So let's start with the tasty recipe first. 1 banana, 2 eggs, and a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. And then we're just gonna mash and whisk this all up. I already got some on the counter. It smells good. I do like the smell of the cinnamons and bananas. Cinnamons. Yes, you heard me right. I regret nothing. This is just looking like banana mush. Maybe if I put it in the blender, I'll get more of like a smooth kind of a vibe. I don't want lumpy, actually, you know what? I was gonna say I don't want lumpy banana pancakes, but I love lumpy banana pancakes. Getting it all over myself as usual. All right, I just smoothed it out in the NutriBullet, and that looks much more pancake batter-like. Moving on to the next recipe here, we have the combination of banana again, and then we have oats and milk instead of eggs and cinnamon. So kind of switching it up a little bit. I'm curious about the addition of the oats, making it feel a little bit more pancakey. So I'm going to make this a lot easier myself, and I'm just gonna dump these into the blender instead of trying to mix by hand like a chump. So we have the 1/2 cup of oats as well as the 3.5 tablespoons of milk. So you can see these two side by side. We have the banana, the original one with the eggs, and then this is the oat one. It is a lot thicker with the oats in it, which makes sense. It's kind of a nice binding ingredient. So now over to the stove. All right, so we have the 2 pancakes in front of us here. I didn't even need to label them because it's pretty obvious which one is which. So we have the first version, banana, cinnamon, and eggs, which I'm trying not to think of as banana omelets, which is basically what this is. And then we have the little mini pancakes here, but these are the oat ones. These look more like pancakes to me, just a little bit fluffier. They were much easier to form into, you know, nice round shapes. They cooked up really nicely. These ones don't look exactly like pancakes, but they do have the coloring to pancakes. So I'm gonna try it without any maple syrup, which to be honest, I wouldn't even do with regular pancakes because that's ridiculous. Let's try Tasty's version first. Okay, interesting. The crisping of the outside does give it a little bit of a pancake-like consistency to it. Still quite eggy, but the banana somehow changes it. That's interesting. Okay, let's try the oat version. Okay, so this one to me just tastes like oatmeal. The Tasty one surprisingly tastes a little bit more like a pancake, which I was not expecting this. I think maybe if I made the pancakes a little bit thinner, kind of like spread them out a bit because it is quite a thick batter, I think then maybe I'll get a little bit more crispiness on the outside. So let's try with a little maple syrup on top, see if it makes it something that I would want to eat again, you know? And I got the real stuff, by the way. This is pure, organic, 100% grade A maple syrup. The way it should be done. That's right, I said it. Christopher, you wanna try some pancakes?
They smell good.
Oh, that's good. Okay, I'm not gonna tell you which one is which. You just have to taste them and tell me what you think.
Okay. They look a lot less like pancakes than they smell.
Did you try it with maple syrup or without?
A little bit, yeah. Tastes more like a pancake than I expected.
Okay.
There's no fluffiness, but I like a little bit of crispiness around the edge of my pancakes, and that has that. It's good. No. No, thank you.
No, thank you, please.
No, thank you, please.
Okay, so can you
That's
guess
good,
which one is which then?
Yeah, I assume this one is the one with the eggs.
No.
No
you're
way.
wrong. This is the banana omelet, and this one is the oats one. That's why it tastes like, I said it tastes like fried up oatmeal. Try this one. Maybe I cooked that one better. Maybe it's just, I think it's just too thick.
Huh, I don't want it anymore.
Okay.
No, it's bad.
So Tasty wins. Like, that's not bad for 3 ingredients, right?
That one's bad.
This one's bad.
Yeah.
But I thought this one would be better because it has oats in it, but it's not.
No, it's not.
No. Okay, Tasty, you win this round.
Yeah.
Who knew banana omelets would be so delicious?
I really wouldn't have thought that it would crisp up around the edge like that.
I know. Isn't that ridiculous? It has this weird consistency that isn't not like a pancake. Like a really thin one.
Crepe.
A crepe, you know?
Just say really thin pancakes.
It's not an actual pancake, but this took me significantly less time to make. Also, Chris makes pancakes, and when he makes them, it's like dialed up 10,000 notches. He uses, what is it, club soda?
That's just for the waffles.
Oh, sorry, that's the
Separate
waffles.
egg whites for the pancakes.
Oh, okay. It's a whole process. I thought this was a really interesting experiment. I would eat those again. Surprisingly. Next up, we're going to talk about a breakfast staple, and that is oatmeal. And as we all know, if we're going to do like the good old-fashioned oats or steel-cut oats, they take some time to cook. And sometimes I just don't have the time to do that in the morning. I'd rather sleep. And my kids love oatmeal. So if I can make an overnight recipe for oats work well, that'd be a game changer. And I've never done overnight oats in a crock pot or a slow cooker before because I don't like the thought of having to cook. First of all, you have to cook enough of it, otherwise it's just gonna burn to the bottom. And second of all, I don't wanna clean out the slow cooker. Like, can you imagine with all that crusted oatmeal at the bottom? No, thank you. So I found a really cool hack for this that is going to allow me to have the oats and the amount of oats that I want. It's gonna sit in there for about 8 hours to cook, and I don't have to deal with the mess of cleaning out the slow cooker. That is a win, my friends. And what you're seeing now is footage from a little bit later tonight when I'm actually putting this whole thing together. I'm actually gonna put the oats and all of the different ingredients into a loaf pan that is going to sit inside of the slow cooker. And then I added to the loaf pan oats, salt and brown sugar, poured in some milk, water, and vanilla, added some pats of butter, stirred it up a little bit, topped with cinnamon and any fruit. If you're gonna use fruit, you are welcome to. Then once I put that into the slow cooker, I poured in about 2 cups of water in and around, like actually into the slow cooker. So you're creating sort of like a water bath for the loaf pan. And the one thing that the woman who wrote this article recommended was to put in some balls of foil, just so you lift up the loaf pan up off the bottom. And then I'm gonna set my slow cooker to warm and it'll be ready in about 8 hours. So here we go for breakfast time. Fingers crossed for you, future Rachel, that this works. So I'm up with Luke and it looks like it is on high. So I assume Chris got up this morning and switched it to high. And now this is what it is looking like. It's very steamy. You can see it's not mixed or anything. So I'm gonna stir it now. So it is still really quite soupy. I don't know if it's supposed to be like this, so I am going to let it go a little bit longer on high and just see if that changes it. And it might be my my crock pot as well. Like, I may have just had to keep it on low instead of warm, but that is looking too soupy for me. All right, it has been about an hour in here on high, just because I wanted to hurry up. And you can see the consistency has entirely changed. So I think it's just a matter of everyone's crock pot is going to be a little bit different, and the heat settings and all that stuff. Julia's tried it. She really likes it. I added a little bit more milk just to make hers a little bit soupier of a consistency. This was a little thick for her, but it tastes good and it's gonna be a lot less mess. Make sure you check out these videos on the side. If you love the tasty videos, I've done full playlists for you guys, so you can check those out if you're interested, or a new video, maybe you've missed some. As always, make sure you subscribe. We're almost at 500,000. I feel like we have to do something special for 500,000 subscribers. I hope you guys are having an awesome, awesome weekend, and I'll see you guys all in my next video. Love you all. Mwah.